Day, people! This is Sharpino here, welcoming you guys to episode number 27 of the Pokemon Omega Ruby Shiny Locke. If you guys are excited for today's episode, and of course you're a proud member of the Sharp Squad, make sure you slap a like on the video because, as always, your support is greatly appreciated. In the last episode, you guys, was the beginning of the next segment of Omega Ruby, and that is the Delta episode. So we had a bit of a two-parter to this episode. It was pretty much 13 minutes and then another 18 minutes or so, but we did ourselves an episode where we've started to find out that Xenia is a crazy stalker that's been stalking us from pretty much the get-go. If you guys don't recall, when we made our way through the Petalburg Woods and leave, you can see that she's there. She's been watching our every move since that point. So, you know, she's going to be knowing a lot that really she shouldn't know about us. But today we're here at Moss Deep. We've been asked by Steven once again to be summoned to Moss Deep Cities. Let's go ahead and have a look at our team that we are rocking out with for this episode. We have ourselves Puck the Glalie, which is yet to have a full bout by itself. Really, every single Pokemon we put up against is just like, nah, not going to happen. A Camerupt and a Tyrantrum? No. But next we got ourselves Dervish the Claydol, who actually did make a good battle against Tyrantrum, which we found out Tyrantrum is slower than a Claydol, which is pretty sad when you think about it, which is why now I see why Tyrantrum is lower tier than, I'd say, most dragons that I know. Now we have Tyler the Altaria, Vesuvius the Camerupt, Aquaman our starter the Swampert, who is a nimble dodger of the Mega Metagross, and Storm the Manectrix. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this episode started as we head towards the Moss Deep City Museum, the Space Museum, you know, because space. But we've been asked by Steven to find the meteorite shard, which is what we did in the last episode. And now we are here, ready to kind of say, hey, you know, Steven called us. You must be Sharpino. Mr. Steven Stone told me he was expecting you. This way, please. Well, thank you. You're very kind. You are a very kind soul. Professor Cosmo, if I may interrupt you. Ah, Sharpino, why does it sound like Wally's voice? Ah, Sharpino, thank you for coming. And you brought the meteor shard as well. Well done. I can hear it. I was rather surprised to learn that you need a professor. You really do seem to make connections everywhere you go. Now then, Professor, could I ask you to explain once more about the current plan? Indeed. Come this way, please. I imagine that you heard some of the situation from President Stone already. Our current plan involves using the infinity energy with our rockets, combined with the life energy of humans found in Keystones. We will start off by artificially replicating the massive energy that is triggered at the time of Mega Evolution. We will fire the energy produced from our rocket into space and create a warp hole. By creating a warp hole in the path of the incoming meteoroid, we hope to be able to transport it somewhere far away from here. Wait, isn't that just kind of deflecting the problem to someone else? I mean, I understand it's stopping the threat coming to us, but doesn't that mean it's going to be going to something else then? Or eventually, or just like, if you send it to, say, from where we are on Earth to, say, Mercury? No, Jupiter. Isn't it just trajectory itself back towards Earth? I don't know. As a matter of fact, this technology already exists and has been incorporated in some of our commonly used devices. I think you know what I mean. Those panels that spin you about and then you come warped into another spot. I imagine you stepped on quite a few. Ha! A Generation 1 reference. Very cool. An audacious plan. And using such technology you would. May I ask where exactly the asteroid will be warped to? Well, not entirely sure, but we do have a device that links the warp holes. We named it the link cable. But there's no need to worry. Based on our theory, we can at least guarantee that it will be sending it away from our planet. Again, deferring the problem to someone else. However, we realized that we would need more energy than originally anticipated to control the link cable properly. I'm sorry to ask this of you, but with one more meteorite shard... Okay, we kind of had an interruption. Nice! So this is the heart of the famous space that everyone talks about. Pretty impressive, huh, Asta? Excuse me, young lady, you can't just let yourself in here. Oh, what's the harm in it? Don't be such a stick in the mud. Right? Ugh. Gee, this bitch fucking just powerhouses through whatever she wants. Who are you? You're not Sussia. Oh me, we do seem to keep running into one another. You are a busy boy, Sharpino. Who are you and what are you doing here? Me? I'm Zinnia, just your regular old tourist, nothing more. Dreaming of taking a little trip into space. Oh, I see. So this is what has come into of human technology, and of hope and blood and sweat and tears, and, well, the list kind of gets long and boring, but it contains everything, huh? I know all about it, about just what kind of energy you're using to fuel this rocket thing. The abominable technology humanity first thought of 3,000 years ago. So you once again claim that this is best for humanity, or best for the whole darn world? It's a snap of your fingers to repeat the sins of the past. Worse, if what I overheard is true, this time you're about to commit an error more abominable than before. Tell me, would you rather we sit here wringing our hands waiting for that meteorite to strike us? What's up with that? You're a pretty simple guy for a former Pokemon League champion. Ooh, she went there. Then I guess I'll hang my hopes on what our current champion will have to say. So how about it, Sharpino? What do you think? Do you have some better idea? Yeah, like I said before, putting the meteorite somewhere else is only going to put the problem on someone else. So you bet I have a better idea. Oh, really? Well, that's promising. You'll have to tell me so we can get these guys straight. Look, I'm not here to criticize the way you guys are looking at this, but I want to be sure you thought this through well and good. You know, there are necessary sacrifices and there are unnecessary sacrifices. What a disappointment. This is the best you could do with all your knowledge and technology. Instead of trying to make something out of nothing, you'd rather repeat the mistakes of the past straight up? No, you're going to add a few mistakes on top. That really takes the cake. You guys need some imagination. Lady, it's science. Science does not require imagination. It requires facts and figures. Get your facts straight. Oops, but you were in the middle of a conversation or something, right? Sorry about that. I guess we'll just let ourselves out then. Come on, Aster. Who was that woman? And the way she spoke to us, it's almost as if she came here for some kind of confirmation. And yet, I feel as though I should know her from somewhere. Ah, Professor, forgive me. I believe you were trying to tell us something before that woman interrupted us. Yes, as you can see, in order to complete the Warpole, we would need another meteorite shard, an extremely pure one. Then should we head to Granite Cave once again? No, this kind of meteorite shard we need this time can only be found at Meteorite Falls. Meteor Falls? I see. Perhaps we'll learn something from there. I will head to Meteor Falls at once. Follow her as soon as you are ready. I feel we might discover even more than the meteorite shard there. Yes, well, only time will tell. So, while we are making our way over to the Meteor Falls, question for today. Let's think of a good question today so that I can get my mind a good ringer here. Now, I have written down a question today, but I don't know if it's really one that's, I don't know, not original, but I don't know. But question for today, I'll ask it anyways. Who is your favorite actor and actress, and what movie or series that they were in? Now, I'll say favorite male actor. Let's see. Look, Kevin James is pretty funny, I won't lie, but honestly, like, I reckon Mall Cop was definitely a great movie. Don't get me wrong, Mall Cop was a great movie. However, when they did Mall Cop 2, oh my god, it just made me cringe so hard. Like, and it happens so much with movies where they do the first movie, and instead of leaving it as is, as the sole movie, and that's it, they try to make a sequel, and the sequel is either too forced or just sucks. And I mean, Adam Sandler, oh my god. Even though I like him as an actor, he is the perfect example of this. A dragon trainer. Oh, this would be perfect for Park. This is where we dragon tamers do our training. The champion even visits. Now, do you see how special it is here? So, what I understand about some movies, look, movies, what they were 10 years ago, cannot even compare. Movies from what they were last year, even, you know, this year, I mean, I don't know. I feel like movies these days are just getting suckier and suckier. And I don't know why, but they just are. Like, I can't explain. Oh, it's a Mega Evolve here. For the first time ever, we're going to Mega Evolve our Mega. Look at that. Yeah. Come at me, bro. Frost Breath. Ooh, and another crit. Good God. From last episode, came out the critting monster. This episode, it's all about Puck. Hopefully he'll be taking out all these dragon tamers over here. Oh, I expect you to be this strong. Well, what do you expect when I'm rocking with an ice type? Alright, now, I'm trying to remember how exactly to get to where we need to go. Now, I do know we have to go... Now, this is actually where I caught the shiny Bagon. That I do remember. Okay, so that's a dead end there, so, you know, kind of, you know. And a Golbat. Oh boy. Okay, Golbat. We don't got no time for your bullshit, man. We are here on a mission. We are a man on a mission. We're here to find Steven and make our way to what it is we need to do. So, I do believe this is where we go to find the Bagon. That much I do remember. Oh. I was gonna say, what the hell is that? Alright, so we're gonna run away from this Soul Rock over here because, you know, I'm all for Sun and Moon, but today is not the day for that. Let's go ahead and put on a max repel because I don't want to deal with this bullshit. There we are. Max repel is now activated. Okay, so, as I was saying, so like, what I find some people do with movies, they really like to murder what they've done with the first movie, or they just make a sequel that is just so bad, it's like, why? Pretty much just why. Because some of them are just like so, not that they're so over the top, but they're just like, they absolutely ruined what the first one was trying to do. A PP Max. Okay, well that's cool, thanks for that. But is this not where we're not supposed to go? Okay, we're not supposed to go this way. And again, a Golbat's trying to piss me off, and I'm like, no Golbat, go away. No one wants you. But, yeah, I don't know, I like Kevin James. Kevin James is a pretty good actor. He was great in King Queens. I got all those seasons, by the way. But yeah, like, that's a Druddigon. God damn it. And the one thing I hated about shiny hunting inside this fucking cave was that that's what you had to deal with every time, is that every time you came within close of a dust cloud that's near the edge of a water, you would scare it off. So let's head this way, I guess. This is the only other way we can go. But yeah, like, look, okay, I would say American Pie is a perfect example of this. American Pie, look, I'll tell you what, the first few ones were pretty good. I reckon 3 was where it stopped. After 3, they just got really, 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 really bad. Like, Bandcamp was like, it was okay, but not great. Like, you could say the only thing that kept linear within the entire series was the fact that, you know, Jim's dad, Noel Levinstein, was in every single one of the movies. But I guess that's what makes American Pie American Pie. Another, well, then again, what am I saying? Frostbreath always lands in the crit. I don't know why I'm getting, like, so surprised by that now. I just realized, I'm like, bro, it's Frostbreath. It always crits, buddy. It always crits. Anyways. But, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, they just have this habit of just trying to replicate what they've done in a more epic, more funny movie. And I don't know, they fail at it pretty bad. Medicham and Hariyama. Okay, well, Park does not want to stick around for this matchup. Nope. But Claydol, though, Claydol will take this matchup. So let's go ahead and swap that Park for, let's go for Tyler. And let's go for an extra century on the, I would say the Hariyama. I would say the Hariyama definitely will be a cause for concern, especially when it has things like knockoff, which I, for one, do not want to see that. But anyways, let's see what's going to happen here. Hariyama goes for Endure. Ooh. Expecting something to come its way. But I mean, he is correct. But would that have killed? No, it wouldn't have. So there you go. And this thing just goes for a power trick. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Mega Evolve our Altaria. And we're going to finish off the job that was supposed to start in the last turn. Mega Candy, Tyler is here! Let's go, Tyler! And the Endure fails. Well, what do you expect when you flog a move so many times? Moonblast's going to come through and kill the Medicham because it's a Mega goddamn Altaria. Level 60, bruh. Level 60, bruh! And we're going to see an extra sentry come through. And funny enough, okay, that was a crit there. And that was not expected to be a crit, but you know. But, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I feel like movies these days are just getting progressively worse, and I reckon the best example of that is the Emoji Movie. Like, who thought for 1 second that the Emoji Movie would be a great idea? The things that are on your phone, the things that you use in text messages. Someone thought, hey, why don't we make a movie about that? And you know what happened? Everyone thought it sucked. Sucked so bad. So bad. So good to mock, but so bad. God damn it. Sharpino, we have the meteorite shard. And I have come to understand many things as I suspected might happen. Let me introduce you. This honorable lady you see before you is a descendant of the ancient Draconids. Yes, I am one of the Draconid people. One of those ancient folk tasked with passing down the knowledge of Mega Evolution, with the great law of Lord Rayquaza. Excuse me, God. Since times long gone, Hoenn has repeatedly suffered great disasters. At times, the destruction took the form of a huge meteorite, which fell upon our land from distant space. At other times, the primal reversions of our own super ancient Pokémon brought us to the brink of destruction. Each time, Lord Rayquaza has saved us from doom. The chosen lawkeeper, standing before a stone that shone with rainbow light, offered up a wish to the Great One. The Lord Rayquaza body was suffused with a brilliant light and transformed. In its transformed state, Rayquaza's power was more devastating than ever before, overcoming even the super ancient Pokémon with all their primal power. A rainbow-colored stone, an invocation from the lawkeeper, and Rayquaza unlike any ever seen. I see. It does resemble what we know of the process of Mega Evolution. Yes, it does indeed. A Pokemon, a person, and a stone of power. The bond that ties them all together. The transformation of the Pokemon that occurs as a result of the phenomenon we call Mega Evolution by later peoples. So the mechanism for Mega Evolution was discovered as a result of the first meeting between humanity and Rayquaza. That is interesting. But I have one last question. That lawkeeper you speak of. The lawkeeper is the one who has inherited the knowledge and power to summon Lord Rayquaza when disaster imperils this world. A true lawkeeper of the current generation is the one called Zinnia. The disaster that now approaches our planet, as it has twice before, Zinnia has been trying for some time to avert it in her own way. To draw Lord Rayquaza to our sphere, she joined a certain organization that sought to revive the super ancient Pokemon. She taught them the secrets needed to bring back these threats and summon the great dragon itself, and now it seems she travels the land scouring the world of keystones. So it was true, and as I suspected, that woman who appeared at the Space Center was one of the Draconids, but I never dreamed she was involved in the attempted revival of the super ancient Pokemon. In full knowledge of the power they held, fully understanding the terrible changes they would wreak upon the world. Still, she helped bring the situation about that. Did she give a thought to the many people in Pokemon whose lives were put at grave risk for her actions? Could she accept the inevitable sacrifice of so many lives in order to protect the planet from the coming meteorite? Balance must rule this world. History is doomed to repeat itself. While our people have overcome many disasters in the past, it was always the great sacrifice. Yet we have continued to struggle to persevere in peace for as many years as we can. That is how we have protected this world upon which we now live. People, Pokemon, all nature, and yes, even you. I do not know exactly what you plan to do, but do you believe that you are not sacrificing anything for your own protection? And this is what I'm talking about. Just diverting the path of the meteorite somewhere else does not get rid of the threat together. It just diverts it. Zinnia will follow her convictions until the very end, even knowing the sacrifices that they will require, even if the sacrificial blade is leveled at her own heart. Is that right? I understand. Thank you for everything. What is this? This vague sense of apprehension, and my intuition has often proven true. I'm going back to Rossborough first. I have to get back to Devon. Sounds like someone's becoming nervous Nelly. Someone's like, oh my god, someone's going to sacrifice themselves? For me? For me? For me, for me, for me? Alright, so now, considering he said that he's heading to Rossborough, I would assume that's our cue to head over to Rossborough as well. As we go ahead to... But actually, you know what, speaking of, I don't think we ever went south from here, so I guess we may as well go south to Rossborough while we have the chance. Because I don't think we went on the route that's down below as well, so... Is that a Hydreigon? Is that a Hydreigon? I don't know, a Hydreigon, a Dano. I want to see a Dano. I want to see a Dano. You got nowhere to run. Show yourself. Dano. I know it's you, Dano. Dano? Hey, my mascot, Dano. What up, bud? What up? If you were shiny, oh my god, I would be losing my goddamn shit, and that would be the thumbnail. But holy shit, that's a Dino. Dino becomes a mighty powerful hard dragon. One of the most powerful monsters to come out. And then they invented Fairy. Not saying that doesn't diminish the fact that it's still strong, but it definitely got nerfed to a great fucking level because of the double weakness to Fairy. Which, as you all know, there's a lot of great fairies that came out of Gen 6 and Gen 7 that really like to put a freaking, really put the herding on a Hydreigon. Which I think really sucks. Because it's like, what did Hydreigon do to deserve this, huh? What did Hydreigon ever do to you, huh? He's just a freaking dragon, boy. He's just a dark dragon who's just looking for some playmates. Some dragon playmates. You know, and, I was talking about this before, but could you imagine what Mega Hydreigon would look like? I mean, if they ever did do one. I mean, you hear all the jokes online about, Dragonite having no Mega Zone. You mean like the Dragon Knight or the Dragon Knight Tite or some shit like that. And just getting the whole, oh well, what's next? What's next? But yeah, so it's always fun to speculate these things. Okay, so now I've finished talking about bad movies and Kevin James being one of my favourite actors. Favourite actress, without question, has to be Eva Longoria. And guys, I don't need to explain why. You just look at her and you can already tell what is Awa. Wow. Ow! Motherfucker! Ouch! Oh, you're the fantastic trainer who helped me before. Yo, geek! Hey, you come to help me, please! Whoa, you're the kid trainer I met before. You get my way again? I'm just trying to get to the fucking Devon Corp, and you're fucking staying in my way. So fuck you, bitch, you're in my goddamn way. So leave a comment down below and tell me who are some of your favourite actors and actresses and what series they come from. Eva, I met her in the TV show Desperate Housewives, and don't make fun of me, okay? I think Desperate Housewives is a pretty goddamn good movie. Good series. Don't mind me! Alright, so we're gonna go for Mega Evolution. Mega Evolve Alglady. Those red eyes, though, he means business. And we're gonna land that crypto. We're gonna land that crypto. And Mega Glade is now level 57. Let's see its stats as a Mega. Wow, look at those stats. Good God. So even Jolly, look at his special attack. Like its special attack is actually pretty up there. And we're gonna see a level 50 Golbat. Let's go for another Frost Breath here. We dare spare the Golbat because it's a fucking Golbat. And we're going to kill the Golbat with one Frost Breath. Just, like how you breathe in the window, go, that's exactly what he did. And just blew it away, literally. Alright, so that's one. Grr, am I destined to lose to you? Yes. Oh, look, another one. What's wrong, Grunt? You again? Fine. Even though I know I can't win, I'm going to challenge you for court. Well, I commend your bravery, and I commend you, I would say, give it the old college try for a second time. If at first you don't succeed, just continue to get your ass whipped by me. Wheezing. Alright, so we've got ourselves a Weezing here, but I think our Dervish would be a good matchup for this Weezing over here. Now, this Weezing could have Flamethrower, that much I do know from competitive play. Let's see what this Weezing wants to do. Has Destiny Bond. Ooh, this sneaky fucker. Well, I do know we outspeed a Weezing, so I'm going to go for a Calm Mind here. And just wait for him to go for a different move, because I ain't dealing with the Destiny Bonding fucking Weezing, because fuck that bullshit. And he's just going to sit there and keep Destiny Bonding. That's fine, bro. If you want to keep doing that, that's fine. I'm going to sit here and Calm Mind until you decide to use a different move, because I ain't dealing with the fucking bullshit of a goddamn Destiny Bond, because fuck that bullshit. Man, if I didn't swap and I just... Oh boy. Could you imagine if Dervish was out originally? I mean, we would have outsped, so really... I think an extra sentry would have killed the Weezing, to be quite honest. So, that's 3 Destiny Bonds. That's 4, I believe. Because we took the first turn to swap in. That's a third Calm Mind. So yeah, so... Next one will be Destiny Bond number 5, and that'll be the last Destiny Bond. And then once he uses a different move, we can go ahead and just do some work against this Weezing. Okay, so that's D-Bond number 5. I told you I'm not playing these games. I'm not losing a Pokemon today. Not happening. Not happening. I don't care if you're goddamn... Not happening. Not happening. Alright, so now we've got Sludge Bomb. Look at that. Eat it up. And now he's used different moves. We can go for extrasensory, and with a +5, we know we're definitely killing this Weezing. I mean, we're probably going to kill it either way, but because of the swap in, we sort of went for D-Bond. Yeah, not playing with that bullshit. Nope, not happening. I'm just playing with my rope. Alright, so that's grunt number 2 taken care of. You got any more back there? Silent retreat. It's only good sense to save my own hide for quantity's sake. Oh look, it's another one. I'm hungry, so I'm going back. Gah! Well, my stomach's ready for battle because it's rumbling. Then I guess let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble! Go back. We saw how this went before. We saw how this went before. It doesn't end well for you, my dude, my sucker. Can you dig it, sucker? There we go. That crit hitting bye-bye. Sweet. Bye-bye. Puck is level 58 and he is putting the hurting on these magma bitches. Oh, but we have a camera up now. That ain't fun. That ain't cool. Okay. Now, let's see if this camera does go for Eruption again. Now, if it goes for Eruption again, we know we're going to have to swap back into our Swampert over here. Don't go for Eruption, though. It goes for Yawn. Okay. I can handle that. I can handle that. Do I think an Earth Power is going to kill? Yes, let's go for it. Earth Power on this camera up. Yep, I had a feeling we get to kill. There we go. We're going to have confidence in ourselves, guys. We're going to have confidence. I'm proud of my new additions, you know, like, you know, Puck and Dervish. Bro, they're womping this season. They're just womping, stomping. And that's it. So thank you. You helped me again. As my thanks, I'll give you another great... Oh, no, now's not the time for this. We're in big trouble. Team Magma stole the control device with the link cable that our company has been developing. It's a special tool called the Dimensional Shifter. The person who stole it was short and pretty, and she had a nasty look in her eyes. I'm going to say $50 at Zinnia. What shall I do? What would you do? What shall I do? They must have headed for the Moss Deep Space Center. Steven must have gone ahead to the Space Center, but I'm worried. Well, I think it's only appropriate that we end this episode exactly where we started. So we're going to go ahead, fly to Moss Deep, and I think we'll wrap this episode up right here. So I will say to you lovely people watching, thank you for watching. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit the like button down below, because as always, your support is greatly appreciated. And in the next episode, we will go to the Moss Deep City Center and find out why the fuck has Zinnia stole the link cable that everyone's so desperately trying to use to divert the meteorite from here, which, again, I didn't agree with, but again, that's what they're trying to do. But anyways, you guys, until next time I see you guys, stay safe, stay sharp, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Later!